Today's date is the 27th of May 2021. I'm teaching self-esteem on YouTube because nobody teaches this one simple concept of how to attain self-esteem, which is also, it's called self-love. How you feel about yourself is what self-esteem is. But nobody teaches this one simple concept that I got out of the book, The Portable Therapist, by a doctor of psychology. She's a psychiatrist. And she went to school and got her doctorate in psychology. And that's what she did her whole life. I'm not sure if she's still doing it. I don't even know if she's even alive. Because she's nowhere to be found. Anyway, I found the book. And the reason I'm teaching self-esteem on YouTube, because number one, nobody teaches it, like I said. And nobody teaches this one simple concept. I'm the only one teaching this on the internet, period. You won't hear it anywhere because it is the secret to being happy. The secret to filling that inner void that you have inside you that we all have and we all feel. I don't have that inner void anymore because this one simple concept. All you got to do to attain it is fill that void. It's look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. And keep saying it for the rest of your life. That's it. So simple. And then get the book, The Portable Therapist, which is in the description in a link. You can get it anywhere between $6 and $12 or 15 or whatever. It's all over the internet. But the link is in the description. Okay? To go get it. Get the book, read it, and apply all the principles in it. It will change your life. But just the one simple concept, if you do it and if you keep doing it, say it every day. Say it as many times you want, because the more you say, I love you in the mirror, the more you will feel it and the more you'll believe it. I add to it. I add whatever you want to say in the mirror. It's called mirror therapy. It works because you're looking right at yourself in the mirror, like I'm doing right here, and you can't lie to yourself in the mirror. It's a psychological phenomenon. So the very first time you do it, and that's why you won't do it. That's why you'll turn me off as soon as I say that to you. You go, oh, this guy's crazy, right? And you'll turn me off. Uh, but there will be people that will actually do it. And that's why I'm making these videos. And it will change your life. Just that one simple concept. All the good looking ones on YouTube, women, right? Excuse me. They won't tell you this one simple concept. I drink hot chocolate now. I quit drinking. I was drinking coffee. I quit drinking that, too much caffeine. I started drinking tea. Then that had too much caffeine in it. Now I'm down to hot chocolate. I weaned myself off. I know there's a little tiny bit in hot chocolate, but not like tea and not like coffee. So I had to wean myself off caffeine because caffeine, whether you believe it or not, is a drug and it's a stimulant. And people actually mask their pain with coffee, okay, with caffeine. If you're going to drink coffee, drink decaffeinated because caffeine is really, really bad for you. That's why people, and that's not what this video is about, but I got to throw in my 2 cents worth. That's why people, if you smoke in the morning, first thing you do is grab a cup of coffee and a cigarette, and you smoke a cigarette and you drink the coffee because it gives you that rush, okay, caffeine in a cigarette. You can correlate it to the same thing as sitting in a bar, smoking a cigarette and drinking a beer. But they do it in the morning. They do that at night, okay, when they hit the bar after they get home from work or on their way home from work. I mean, so they hit the coffee and the cigarette in the morning, then they hit the freaking alcohol and the cigarette in the bar. And now the big one is smoke pot, right? The big one is, oh, people that don't drink always tell me, oh, well, I smoke pot. Well, it's the same thing, folks. Pot is a drug. Marijuana is a drug, just like alcohol is a drug, just like caffeine's a drug. And people do all those drugs to mask the pain that and takes them out, makes them feel good, takes them out of the reality of life. In the morning you wake up, you're like, you can't move, right? So that's first thing you do is grab a cup of coffee. Even if you don't smoke, you grab a cup of coffee. And then people justify, well, I needed the caffeine, right? I got to keep something, got to keep me going. Well, you say that what I said to you in the mirror, and you won't have to drink coffee anymore because you get a natural high uh, from the creator of the universe. I call it the Great Spirit. Doesn't matter what you call it. You can call it goodness if you don't believe in God. Same thing. And you can get the same thing if you call it goodness if you say, I love you in the mirror. And you keep saying it because having self love has to be practiced like lifting weights. Because if you don't keep doing it, you'll lose it. Because it's been trained out of us through the Facebooks, all the social media, the TV, CNN, ABC, Fox News. It's been trained out of us everywhere you go, man. Ever since the big Trump and Biden thing and all, the whole time Trump was in office. And I hear it all the time from people. they always talk either they're for Trump or they hate Trump or they love Trump. Okay, and that's what the TV feeds them. Okay, I don't watch TV. I'll never watch it again. Ever watch TV again ever because they're s- blasting us with subliminal messages, telling us to not have self love, to buy, to have sex, promiscuous sex. You can't even the stuff that you see, the obvious stuff, which is the reporters all dressed up perfect, right? It doesn't matter if it's a man or woman. The Rachel Maddows, the Tucker Carlsons, the Sean Hannitys, the Wolf Blitzers, the all of them, every one of them, they're all the same. Okay. So the only way, the cure for that is turn it off and don't watch it and don't listen to your radios because they're doing the same thing in subliminal vibrations into your ears. The sound coming into you is going into your subconscious and they're telling you all kinds of bad stuff about you. Okay. Because people that have self esteem won't buy all their trinkets from China. Okay. That's why the United States is everybody has too much stuff, right? Because too much stuff clogs up your spirit, and then you worry about all your stuff you have. Okay, and that's why the thrift stores are all filled up, and because people buy their happiness, and people with no self-esteem try to buy their happiness. It's all you know what I'm talking about. It's all around us. Okay, not me. I live in a 100-year-old house. They call it's the crooked house, and I got it really cheap uh, because the thing kind of goes like this. I mean, I'm sitting kind of like this is in my living, or this is my dining room. It's a beautiful house. It's 100 years old, and it has a little bit of tilt to it, but it's over 100 years old. It'll last the rest of my life, whether I fix it or not. But the Leaning Tower Pizza. My house is a monument in Klamath Falls, Oregon, which that's where I live now. But it's a beautiful old house. I mean, everybody that built this house is probably dead. I got a fireplace right in the living room, wood floors in the living room. I got carpet. They've carpeted the bedroom and this room, which would be the dining room, and my bedroom. And then the rest of it's vinyl. But fresh paint and everything. I love it. I've got natural gas for heat. But anyway, so this is the next chapter out of the book, The Portable Therapist. It's chapter 55, and why can't I stand up for myself? The fear of being assertive or standing up for ourselves is most often related to our training on how to be good or nice. Because our training has not taught us how to love ourselves, we have focused our time and our energies on people pleasing behaviors in order to be loved. I've done it. Okay. For years, I tried to impress my ex in laws. Okay. My first wife's mother and father. She does the same thing still to this day. I'm not doing it anymore. I tried to impress them. They've never liked me, and I've always tried to impress them with what I own, but it doesn't even do any good because no matter what I didn't impress them. Anyway, so I just cut off all ties with them. They're not even my family because you go around those kind of people and they judge and condemn you because you don't have what they have. They've all had money. That side of the families all had money always, and they've always bought their happiness. Well, I don't have to buy my happiness anymore because I have self-esteem, self-love. And I can't be around people that are judging me and condemning me. I can feel it. I didn't know what it was until 6 months ago when I got self-esteem. I didn't know what that's this feeling. And anytime I got around people and what it is, they're condemning you and judging you because you don't have what they have. That's the world we live in, folks. And I choose just not to be around it. So, and I can make that choice and I can do that and I'm doing it for sure. They would think, well, they won't even watch my videos, but they would say I'm a lunatic for making these videos teaching self-esteem. And I don't know what they're saying about me. My own daughter, right? She knows my videos are out there, and she won't even watch them. She won't comment in them. Nothing. I can't talk to her either because she's saying I'm probably crazy for doing what I'm doing here. Anyway, we're going to continue on here. We have been trained to believe that others will become angry and withdraw from us if we express opinions contrary to what they are saying. It becomes easier to agree with and withhold our own rights, choices, and feelings rather than risk abandonment. We think, oh man, this stuff is going on right now. You can't talk to people about self esteem, they don't even want to hear you. And you can't talk to them about, they want to talk about Trump or Biden, how great either one of them are. And you want to go to you say anything real, right? And they don't even hear what you're even saying. Like, like, I mean, it's like that's what's on everybody. And because everybody's been brainwashed by the TVs. I'm not kidding, man. That's how bad it is. There's a few people that are awake to what's going on, but very few that I've talked to. I mean, I talked to one guy that I bought my pianos from that are coming on next Tuesday. His name's Paul. He knows, or George. He knows what's going on because me and him we're like, whoa, and we're like the same age. I'm 65. He's 68. It becomes easier to agree with withhold our own rights, our choices and feelings rather than risk abandonment. I don't care. I say it to them, okay, what I think now that I have self-esteem, but I didn't used to be that way. We think that if we go along, then we will be loved and taken care of by these others. The paradox here is that usually people pleasers become a pain to those around them. My ex-wife to be is a people pleaser. I didn't know it until I got this book. People stop believing in all that niceness and begin to wonder if there's a real person in there. And people who never assert themselves become a lot of work for others because no one, including the people pleaser, knows what they really want or need or feel. The end result is usually exactly what the people pleaser is trying to avoid: abandonment, either emotionally or physically. Not standing up for ourselves means exactly that, literally and figuratively. It means that we do not feel worthy to be in this world and to hold opinions and thoughts and feelings and rights. Asserting ourselves means putting ourselves forward and expressing who we are. It does not mean being pushy or aggressive. The bully is as insecure as the people pleaser. Man, I was living with a people pleaser, which was my wife, and she had to have the bully live in there, which was her brother. And then she moved her bully mother in. And that's when I fled for my sanity, fled for my cat's life. The bully is insecure as a people pleaser, and it is no coincidence how these opposites attract each other. That's why my wife had to have her bully brother living on her property, because he would come in there, bully her around. He'd try to bully me around, and if you didn't agree with him, he'd like get in your face and get all mad at you. He actually believed that if you come from Africa, you have a a low IQ. I mean, and he was racist. It was nuts. I am so glad the Great Spirit got me out of there. We can easily recognize how the bully is self-centered, but we can also recognize the self-centeredness in the people pleaser. This person has delegated their rights to take care of themselves to others. They have bartered their ability. Oh man, this is like textbook what my wife was. They have bartered their ability to love themselves by expecting others to love them because of their nice behaviors. They try to have others around them assume the responsibility for their lives by never taking charge of their own lives. Wow. They are self centered because they are using their people pleasing behaviors to fulfill their own needs. These people are more concerned with appearing nice than they are with dealing with the reality of life. It's all a lie, okay? They begin by being lovingly manipulative, doing something in order to get something back, and end by being resentful and feeling abused. Wow. You all know, if you're living with one, you know what I'm talking about, what this book is talking about. Niceness is not the same as goodness. Being passive, go along when you don't want to. Agreeing when you secretly disagree have a high price. These people pleasing behaviors do not work. They stop us from being real and from doing the best we can. They stop others from trusting us and from relating with us in an honest way. Not being assertive leads to resentment. Resentment within ourselves for not having our needs met, and resentment in others for having to take care of us. It is not real to always be nice. It creates a complicated and eventually destructive circle of negative behaviors. Stop being so damned nice. Say what you really think and feel. The world will not fall apart when you really express yourself. The paradox is that being real and open and honest are much more simple than being what you think other people want you to be. Remember that others have the right to choose, and they may not choose to agree with you. Allow yourself to disagree, to stand up for yourself, and allow others to do the same. This results in a much simpler and saner way of being. No matter how nice you try to be, everyone will not love you. That's okay. If that's okay if you love yourself. And the people who do not love you will know and love the real you, and that is the only one worth knowing. Assert yourself. Stand up for yourself. You are here and you are real. Let the world know it. And that's what I've done. Okay. And Douglas Bickford having another chapter out of the book, The Portable Therapist. Today, I do 3 chapters a day. And you all have a great day out there.